So I don't mind doing a VOD review for you. Just a little background. I normally sit around high plat, low diamond. I peaked diamond 4 last season, but I gravitate from like plat 1 to diamond 4 at any given time. With that said, I'm gonna do my best and give you the best advice that I have that got me to diamond. I used to be a bronze 1 player in Overwatch 1, and throughout the years have like slowly started climbing. So I'll just give you information on what has worked for me. With that said, though, if anyone else has better information or advice, please feel free to share that. I'm just going to share what I know best. So, yeah. All right, let's get into it. So this is 6v6. So slightly different in the way that you play tank, I think. Fortunate, get hooked in. Let's see here. So this first point on King's Row is you pretty much always play it the same. So no matter like what tank you're on, same with like DPS, same with support, you always kind of want to make your way this way around the statue. That way, because like if you stand right here, your supports can heal you from a safe position. And I think a lot of times like people kind of just like sit at this choke and like kind of I don't know, like they forget that like they're supposed to walk past the choke sometimes. I know that they're like standing right here, but you are Reinhardt. Like don't be afraid to like just kind of force your way in here. So I'll be wrapping around that statue like I was showing. Yeah, like this, that way is perfect, yeah. Yeah, on that it's just kind of unfortunate. You just get CC'd. The hog hook, the honest sleep. There's not a lot you can really do there. And it is unfortunate your team can't clean up. But I do like your positioning to get into the actual area is going around that statue. That's the best way to do it. So I'd like to see you actually like run towards that soldier, because he's kind of by himself.
Heroes never die.
Yeah, don't go that way. Nice. Good job going after the soldier ulting. You're kind of like AFK there, and that Ana just like walked by, but she does die. That's nice. All right, so one thing I do want to go over just super quick is right here. Okay, we'll just go over this. All right, so you're coming out. I see that soldier. I see him peeking out. I'm walking over there right now. I'm walking over there right now. That's what I'm doing. I'm not standing here shielding. I'm walking over to that soldier, and I'm like your Hazard did. So like that's the only thing I could see with this interaction is that you take a little bit long to like figure out what to do. You know, your job on tank is to make space, right? And that soldier was totally in your space and you could have killed him or at least pushed him back. So that's just the only thing I saw, like a little slow, and you do end up going that way, but you just take a little too long to do that. But that's the only thing I could see. All right, so you guys cap. Seems like you're typing a lot. I don't know if that's what you're doing, but the best thing for comp is to not type at your teammates. Seriously. Because you're just going to piss them off, or you're going to get pissed off. Like, nothing ever good happens in Overwatch chat. Not a bad chat, but it looks like the Sig kind of... He ulted to get out of it.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
I like playing on the corner. Yeah, it just honestly fucks you up. Alright, let's see here. Just waiting to group, I guess. I like it. Not gonna lie to you, I do play tank a little unconventionally. You can watch some of my videos. I hate when there's a DPS on the high ground just shooting at me. I know you're Reinhardt, but low-key, like, I would try to get onto this soldier, you know? Charging in here. Maybe not charging in through this way since there is a hog, but maybe just going around, right? Like, playing tank is also just, like, knowing what you can get away with. Like, can you get up here and, like, force this soldier out without taking a lot of damage and dying? I think you can, especially in these ranks. But, let's see. Alright, so one thing. You do get nanoed. I know that it's such a small thing, right? But you can see him and hear him charging up his rock before you charge. So that's one thing that you could have done differently, is not charged into his rock. He's rocking, and then you charge. So it's like very close, but like that's just one thing to note there that you could have done differently. Not bad, like even though you don't really get a whole lot, like it does push him back a bunch. Alright, hyper focus on the hog, I feel like. You do have shatter, so like right here. I'm looking this way instead. You have shatter. Instead of inting at this hog, I'm shattering this life weaver, right? Like us tank, like I'm always trying to get their supports. That's the game. Is it a good call? I don't know. I think it's better than chasing after the hog, though. I do. I think here you just you solo shatter the life weaver, you charge at him and kill him. I think that makes more space. Like yeah, like you don't even get to kill him. And that life weaver was in the open. You could have shattered the Sig and the life weaver. So that's something to think about, is target priority. I know you're Reinhardt and like you're kind of like lack mobility, you know, in a way. But like when you have your ult and you have all your cooldowns, like you can totally do that. I'd push forward a little. I'd push forward and like play that corner. It looks like you're doing that. So far, not terrible, but just there's like a few things, like you're a little slow to like react to things, and then like there's certain opportunities that arise to like kill supports, where like you'd rather just like swing on the hog, you know. Even in 6v6, it's like it's still better to go after supports, even though it is easier to kill with like kill other tanks as a tank. So this may be like slightly controversial. So right here, your team does start dying, and I think you notice that your backline right here is getting like fuckled, right? Instead of peeling here, some people might disagree. Instead of peeling and falling back here, where's their Sigma? Is there Sigma back here? Anyways, what I'm saying is I'm going forward, right? I'm going this way, and I'm trying to get the supports. Let's see where that Sigma is though. Where does he come from? Is he up top? Oh, he is up top. Oh, he takes the pedal up top. Okay. Tripping. All right. Yeah. So there's 3 people on your backline right now. There's not much you're going to be able to do with that. And they're already dying, right? So it's like called trading backlines. That's pretty much what's happening here. I'm just going to run at their Ana and their Life Weaver. Try to get a kill and then reset. That's what I'm doing. Is it the correct play? I don't know, but that's just what I would have done. So. Nice. I like it. After the Ana. Yeah, pull is such a fun ability, huh? Yeah, I mean, not terrible there. I like the charge at the Ana, at the supports. But yeah, Life Weaver really does make this shit AIDS. That's why I pretty much like will solo Shatter, or just solo ult like Life Weavers, or pretty much any support really. But yeah, take away from that fight, you seem, so when we were talking about like just, you know, when you peeled for your supports, I think that you were a little lost and you took a little long to react. I don't think peeling for them was a bad thing. I just would have done something differently, but I think you could have done that quicker. I think you could have peeled quicker, or I think you could have just like gone out their supports quicker, but not bad. You do have Shatter here. Since I do have a Life Weaver, I'm always aware that if whoever I shatter, they're going to get pulled, right? So I'm either going to try to shatter the Life Weaver, which is going to be hard since he plays in the back of the map, or try to get multiple people like that. Chart. Okay. Roadhog ulting. Nice. Nice. No, go back at, yep. Keep looking at the Life Weaver. Keep going at the Life Weaver. See, like right there, like a little lost. Not terrible, but just a little lost. We'll go through this again. Good Shatter. Good charge in, killing the support. I see the Life Weaver I'm going. Right here, you're looking at whatever the Sig is doing. I don't know why. Go at the Life Weaver. 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 And then you stop, and you stop going at the Life Weaver. Keep going at the Life Weaver. Keep going at the Life Weaver. So, you see what I mean? There's just like... Yeah. You guys do cap, but there was like some hesitation there. I'm not sure what was going through your head, but yeah, just need to be quicker on that. But all in all, not a terrible push. Not terrible. But just from that, from what I could see, target prioritization, right? There were times where you were swinging on a hog when you could have solo shattered, not even solo shattered, but shattered a Life Weaver and a Sigma. And then also like, you just take like a little long to like move and do things. So like when the soldier was around that statue by himself, when the Life Weaver was by himself and you could have got him, and you were kind of like like hesitating, things like that. But otherwise pretty good. So let's see your defense here. You say you play Sigma, so I'm assuming you play Sig on defense. Also, just for reference, I play a lot of Malga, Ball, and then Hog, and so, but I do play every tank. I think my least played tank is Diva, so just putting that out there. But I have played every tank in high plat, low diamond. I don't know if you heard that, but there was a Death Appears guy. He just TP'd in the back. The nice thing about Reaper, when you're fighting against him, is that he has a loud ass fucking flanking. So he's really easy to hear when he flanks. But yeah, just be aware of that. I don't know if you even noticed. I don't know if you... Okay, your Ram noticed.
The barrier cannot withstand much more.
So you still know that Ana is there. I would still keep spamming my orbs into the Ana. Like, that's all I'm doing. That's all I'm doing if I'm playing Sig here, is I'm just spamming out that Ana to get her out of that room.
The barrier appears. The barrier has fallen.
Damage intensified.
I will give you cover.
I'm under attack.
Spam that Ana. Pull, such a fun ability.
There is no shame in collaboration.
Okay, one thing I'm noticing here is on King's Row. Careful on this freaking statue here. Whenever you defend on it, you always want to kind of play, especially on tank, on this area. You always want to play like this way. You don't really ever want to go this way, because once you're behind here, supports can't see you, right? Like, you're right at the cusp of where your supports could see you. If you were any further, like, your Ana wouldn't be able to see you. So that's something to think about. Like, when I play support, I hate when my team plays around this corner. It doesn't happen as much now that I've like ranked up, but it does happen in lower ranks. So like, just be careful about that. Your positioning, right? On defense, I'm playing this corner, especially as Sigma. Spamming. When they push up and they get in a little bit, I'm falling back. I'm playing right here. Spamming. I'm not really going past this health pack at all. I'm not going past that. I'm holding right here, you know? You're also Sigma, so your effective range is pretty far. So your positioning is a little bad here. You're a little close. So just something to think about here.
That warms the bones.
Also something to think about is your ult against Lifeweaver. Right? If you only ult one person, it's gonna get pulled.
Burning brighter than a supernova!
Nice. You have better ult discipline than I do. I would have ulted there, to be honest.
Withdrawing the barrier.
So they go Malga, which is interesting. I play a lot of Malga and pretty much only play Malga, but it is interesting that he's switching to Malga into like Sig Ram. Okay, so you seem lost here. You're playing really close, by the way. So that's just what we were talking about, right? They're pushing in. He shouts, they're gonna take space and push in. Right here, for some reason, instead of backing up into your team, right? Let's watch this from this perspective. He shouts, you're backing up, but you back up this way for some reason. You need to go this way. Like I can already tell like this is probably not going to end well for you, and like you do ult too, like you're just kind of getting manhandled right now, and then I think you ult out of desperation, and then you die. Yeah. So just to go back through that.
Withdrawing the barrier.
As soon as Malga E's like that, I'm backing up this way. I know that like the Orisa ulted, and like that's probably why you went this way, right? But let's see. No, you start going that way, like even though Orisa wasn't even there. Yeah, so that's just bad positioning on your part. Not, you know, So what you could do, yes, for tips on what you could do better. What you could do better here is not go that way. That's just troll. I know you you probably freaked out a little bit, but what you should have done is came this way. You should have backed up, played where your soldier and your Ana were. That's where you should be. You should be right where your Ana is right now. And you could totally be there too if you backed up this way. And then you ult, you panic ult, and you die. So yeah, not great. Yeah, for that fight, the main issue was your positioning. Mainly how you would retreat when they would push in. You're a little sloppy on it. Number one, you're playing Sigma. So like your effective range is like, I don't even know, like, don't quote me, but like 20 meters, 15 meters or something like that. Pretty far for a tank. Maybe even, maybe it's 10, but still, that's pretty far. So like you're playing really close. You're playing like Reinhardt range with Sigma. So yeah, that's the main thing. When they're pushing into you, when they push past the statue, you are still at the statue for some reason as Sigma, multiple times. So just something to think about.
Objective lost. Stop the pain.
Decent rock, but unfortunately Lifeweaver exists, so pull. So one thing with, if they're gonna play Malga, I'll give you a tip with Sigma. When he goes ha ha, when he does that, that's when you want to either have your shield. I think you already know this. You want to at least have one cooldown for that. You want to either rock him, shield it, or have your grasp. So
The barrier is weakened.
keep that in mind. Also, when he's like running, you can't rock him.
Here I come. The barrier cannot withstand much more. The barrier has fallen.
I like to eat on the Bastion ult.
Barrier initialized. Shut your visor.
Okay, so that Malga is really bad. He shouts and then runs away. Interesting.
What awaits us
Okay.
beyond this blade?
Decent holds. Let's see. Good rock. Oh, man, your rocks are pretty good. Yeah, so Sigma, I'm playing this corner. I'm not really going to push up any further.
I'm Dinah Salter.
I'm going to... Yeah, I'm backing up and I'm playing this corner. I'm just going to stabilize here. We do have ult. I'm either ulting the Lifeweaver, or I'm going to ult multiple people. Try to get at least 2 people.
The barrier.
Pushing the pillar. Finish them off. Feeling more power.
I'm ulting. Ult here. Ult. So a little slow on the ult, right? We took a little long to get that off, and the sleep is a little unfortunate, but that is something that you just need to think about with Sigil. Pretty much any tank ult, just think about what can shut you down, right? So yeah, just be a little bit quicker on that.
Barrier initialized.
Heroes never die.
I also don't play a lot of Sigma. He might actually be like my least played in Overwatch 2 at least. I did play him a lot in Overwatch 1, but he's not great into Reinhardt. Obviously you can make it work, but with Sig, like you can see like they're kind of just like walking over you. You know what I mean? Like they just walk past you because like you really aren't a threat. So that is something to think about. Like I hate like saying like switch heroes, but it is, you know, I mean they're on like heavy brawl tanks. and you're playing like Sigma, which is like a poke tank.
Sides.
So that is something to think about there. Like they kind of just walk over you a little bit.
Initiating
Yeah, the first hold was decent. Positioning there. The second, once they capped, the thing I noticed most was like again your positioning. You were playing a little close and like being a little weird about it. And then also just like the time in which it takes you to like do things. Like we were talking about with the soldier, like not going after the soldier that quickly, or like going after the life weaver and being hesitant. Like you also took like, you know, I think it was like 5 seconds or 10 seconds to like ult, like when you should have ulted, which is like a big deal in Overwatch. A game of, you know, football's a game of like feet or whatever. Overwatch is a game of seconds. So like 5 seconds is a long time to ult. That's just something to think about though. So playing Orisa. I do like the clearing of the turrets.
30 seconds remaining.
I'd like to see you play that other side a little more. I feel like you're kind of like flip-flopping on like what sides you're playing around the statue. Like you kind of poke over here, you poke a little bit, and then you come over here, you poke a little bit. I want to see you hard commit on this side, pushing into them and making them back up, right? A lot of playing tank is like psychology. Like what happens to you when you see a Reinhardt walking towards you? Like do you stand still or do you back up? Like most of the time you probably back up. So I'd like to see you push this side a little more and play this side a little more and push this sim back. Like you want to fight for this space, right? This space is better because your supports can safely position themselves this way. It's better than them having you pushing this way, and like it's just a better position for everyone if you push this way. So, oops. So yeah. See what happens. I think you probably just end up taking too much damage. Kind of panic, yeah. Yeah, like my goal here is to get that corner. My goal is to get my team around that corner. So I'm pushing in. I'm trying to get that sim. So yeah, just a little loss there. It's all right. That's something to think about though. On this map again, if you end up playing it, just think about working that corner more.
Switching sides.
That's what you should do, is clear that corner for your team. And don't be afraid just to kind of like walk in, right? Like don't like just hurt her at their team, but like you had all your cooldowns. You could have just like fortified and like walked at that sim, and I'm almost certain you could have just killed her if you tried. So Sig on defense. If I'm playing Sig on King's Row, I'm pretty much playing right here. Like I'm not pushing up any further unless we get like a couple kills and I'm chasing kills. But like, yeah, because of my range, I'm playing like right here.
Defend objective A.
The barrier appears.
Playing a little close. Not a bad rock.
The barrier is weak. My barrier is gone.
But you're just playing really close for like no reason. You know? Like you have so much range on Sigma, like you should be playing right here, especially on defense, and especially considering like they only need like one tick, you know? Like you should be playing extremely passive, you know, just cycling your cooldowns, making sure you don't die, applying as much pressure as you can. I'm playing right here. So you're just playing a little close.
Barrier is splintering.
Like right where you're playing right now is where you should be at all times. On Sig at least.
There is no shame in
Okay, you're going around the statue. Don't go that way. You're doing what you did last time.
the barrier has fallen.
I don't know if you saw, if you noticed, but they're pushing in, right?
Taking damage.
There is no shame in collaboration.
Right here. They're pushing in. And instead of going this way, you fall back this way. Right here. And then they just corner you. Like, this is the second time you've done this. This is your biggest mistake on this round in this game. Is that when they push in past this statue, you fall back this way. Which is just horrible. You should be falling back to your Ana. So this has pretty much lost you this point twice. So that's a big thing to work on, is your pathing, right? How you path when you take damage and stuff. You're playing like also your range at which you play Sigma is insane. Like you're playing way too close. You can play really far away and still apply damage and pressure. So I'm assuming they cap here. Yeah. So all in all, not terrible, right? But the main thing, what I noticed, and I think the big thing is that what lost you guys the games in the rounds, is this right here.
Shame in collaboration.
They're pushing in right here. Right here. I'm falling back. I'm falling back this way. Falling back this way. That's the nice thing about King's Row, is that there's so much like defensive like corners that you can play, but you don't even play them. You always fall back this way for some reason. So that's the main thing. Your positioning, your pathing. You're playing Sigma so close. I don't get it. I don't know why. You can play them further back. But yeah, so your positioning and your pathing is the big one. That is the big thing that I saw with this game. The next thing would be the time at which you actually go to like do what you need to do, right? Like we were talking about, like the soldier was over here at the beginning. Like it just took you a little bit to like even acknowledge that he was there or even go towards that way. And then just using your ult quicker, right? And also like the life weaver, like it just took you a little bit to like actually go and get them. So yeah, those are the main things. All in all, not terrible. But I can tell you, if you just backed up towards your supports instead of going away from your supports on that statue, the 2 times you played defense, you would have had a better shot at winning the game. Both times you could have survived, and you just didn't. So I would work on those things. But all in all, not terrible, man. I hope this helped you, and yeah, I hope you learned something from it. So anyways, GG's.